Hello, my loves. It's Astral Intuitive back with another reading for you guys. I was actually extremely guided to do a reading today for the collective. I feel like it's been a really tumultuous time energetically, as well as, there have been a lot of changes for both the masculine and the feminine. So I'm going to do just a general check-in for the current energies. For twin flames, divine unions, soul mate, sacred unions, whatever resonates. For the purposes of the reading, I'm going to refer to the masculine as he and the feminine as she for simplicity's sake, but please take what resonates, leave what doesn't. So I'm going to use these decks in the reading today. I'm going to use the romance angels and these other cards here as clarifiers. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm just going to shuffle a little bit here. So current energies for the collective, for the divine feminine, the divine masculine here at me. Guidance here for the collective. Current energies. Alright, just going to shuffle one more time here. Energies for the collective. So, overall energy, beautiful, well-deserved reward. It's also a 0, so it's kind of like 0 point, starting fresh. So I just kind of feel like it's a lot of new beginnings, a lot of, starting over, forgetting the past. There's just generally that feeling like things are going to be different now. So let's see, for the divine feminine, we have lead with success and growth and strengthening bonds. So I feel like the feminine is really coming into her power. I feel like she in the past maybe was not as vocal about her feelings and kind of what she really wanted out of life in general, not just within relationships or within this partnership, and she's finally taking a lead in her life and kind of choosing what she wants and what she doesn't want, and with that, has come a lot of success and growth emotionally, as well as in her career and in her life. So she's experiencing the success and growth in all areas of her life, which then leaves her with this kind of like a hole, like a void here. If you look, there is this void. This woman is walking towards this light at the end of the tunnel, but she kind of feels like she's in a void. So she is, though her feelings are strengthening for the masculine and the bond that they share, she's still kind of feeling like she's in a hole. So I know that the overall energy of this card is positive, but I'm just getting a lot of like hole or conundrum or black hole kind of feeling, like she's just kind of feeling a little bit lost, even though she's in, and it's because the connection is being strengthened. So she's kind of, the stronger it gets, the more lost she feels, because she doesn't really feel like it's being reciprocated, even though it's strengthening for her. So hopefully that resonates. Shared energy, we have base chakra, so followed by throat and sadness and isolation. So basically the energy is all over the place. Both the masculine and feminine are just trying to ground themselves, balance out life. They're feeling really alone and kind of out in the cold, not really, both parties are just feeling that sadness and isolation for different reasons. Some of it's self-imposed, some of it is, because the other party chose it, on both sides, but both are working on speaking their truths. I feel like the feminine is definitely farther along with that throat chakra clearing than the masculine, but he's working on it. He's on his way to clearing that throat chakra and coming out of this sadness and isolation. I feel like the more that each party kind of focuses on themselves and going within, the more they're able to live in the moment, live in the now, ground themselves, stop overanalyzing. So they're both working on themselves right now. And, you know, coming up with the courage to speak their truths to each other. So then for the masculine, we have nurture, followed by refusing to see, and love, 6 of Cups in traditional tarot. So it's this juxtaposition between wanting to nurture this love and this memory of love, and refusing to see the connection for what it is. So the masculine is just stuck in this kind of like wheel, never-ending cycle, going back and forth between deciding it's love and it's something special, and seeing how there is a history, and remembering the love, then to going back to refusing to see the connection and acknowledge the connection, and think that they can maybe kind of isolate themselves and run away from it. So though the overall energy is nurture, so I feel like overall it's positive. They're going towards this nurturing of the love. It's just there's a little bit of resistance left where they're refusing to see. So overall they're, you know, on their way, just not there yet. So let's do a couple clarifiers. We'll do some romance angel clarifiers, one for each, please, Spirit. Okay. I think we got 2 here for the shared energy. I'm just gonna leave those both with the shared energy. Sometimes we get more than one. Just one more, please, Spirit. All right. So bottom of the deck is let your friends help you. So I feel like the overall energy is both the masculine and feminine have been talking and reaching out to their friends for support right now, because they're both in their heads and trying to figure out, you know, what exactly it is that they want. And so they are very much relying on their friends. So both, you know, both of you, masculines and feminines, should rely on your friends, especially your spiritually inclined friends who maybe may understand the connection a little bit more than just your average friend. So, you know, let your friends help you. So for the feminine, we have clarifying, we have keep an open mind. So this has come up in personal readings as well. It's the feminine is kind of, though she feels like she's ready for this connection and for a union, she keeps finding herself getting lost because she's taking the lead and she's kind of coming into her power. She finds herself getting lost in thoughts of the past, of the typical mate she would be attracted to, because this counterpart is not the typical person she would be attracted to, this masculine. And so she finds herself being pulled back towards these other typical kind of men or relationships that she would normally, masculines that she would normally be, you know, attracted to. And that's a test, that's a lesson to, you know, to bring up those kind of temptations. And it's spirit testing you to say, are you ready for this connection? Because if you still can't let go of your, of the idea of what it is to be, or of the perfect mate, or what they look like, or you find yourself continuously, you know, attracted to the same type of person right now that you had been in the past, it's a test. It's, are you ready for union? Are you able to forego that connection with your typical 3D love interest for a much bigger, deeper love. So you're being tested there with that. So I feel like there's going to be maybe a lot of men or masculines that are entering the feminine's life right now from all parts, and it's because she's leading. She's standing in her power, so she's getting all these offers of love from all these places, and though it may seem tempting, it is, you know, kind of a test to say, can you come back to the masculine, and can you come back to, you know, not what you find is your typical idea of love or a mate, and focus on that. So, and then for the shared energy, we have attraction and retreat. So yes, right? So both parties are just kind of sadness and isolation clarified by retreat. So they're disconnecting from each other, from the world, from everything. Even though they feel this attraction, they're not quite sure how to speak their truth, how to, you know, how to say what they feel. And, you know, for some, it may be one or the other that is said more or less. You know, for most, it's the feminine who's kind of spoken her truth a little bit more than the masculine. And so for that reason, she may have spoken her truth or shared a lot, kind of went over what she thought she may have wanted to share. And so she's also retreating a little bit. But, you know, it's for good reason. They're both retreating. They're both trying to figure out exactly what they want to do with this attraction and how to speak their truth. So then we have for the masculine, this could be the one you've already met, the romantic partner you seek, clarifying also the Six of Cups love. It's, you know, very beautiful to say, hey, they may not be the person that you thought, or keeps coming around that they can't believe it's that person, but they know it is. They're remembering the past. They're remembering, you know, all of the good moments with their feminine and the good qualities that the feminine has. And so, you know, they see that it's much deeper and they want to nurture it, but there is that ego that's holding them back and not allowing them to see that. So we'll just get a couple more clarifiers here, one for each. That one just wanted to come right out. Shared energy here. One, and then one more for the masculine, please. All right. So, bottom of the deck. This is the bottom of the deck. New beginning, a new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. So, I feel like everything is kind of starting from scratch. Things are changing, things are evolving, and anything is possible. It's kind of, the general energy is kind of forget the past, start over, see what happens. So for the feminine, we have deep in your heart, you already know the answer, do what feels right. So the feminine are being guided more and more, and listening to their intuition more and more. And so for many of you out there just kind of questioning whether or not what you feel is real or what should you do, you need to trust your intuition a little bit more, because you're a lot stronger than you realize. And you have grown in your abilities intuitively so much more than you realize, and you have to trust yourself a little bit, and not rely so much on other people, including readings, and from readers, you know, as well, because your intuition is a lot stronger than you realize. So just trust yourself a little bit more. Oh, and then here we have trust, right? So transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform, right? So that's what this retreating is about. It's about acceptance. It's about living in the present, living in the now, and no longer having expectations as to the outcome of the situation, or needing to know everything. We just need to trust, because what you will find is that when you trust the connection and let go of control, that is when everything will come around and that connection will transform and change and come right back. Because I'm sure that many feminines, when they let go of the connection a little bit, they have felt the masculine come back in stronger. And it's because they're your mirror. So you just have to trust and let go. Both parties need to. And then for the masculine, we have forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events, for life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. So I feel like for the masculine, that's the overall energy, is a forgiveness. And I think it's more, he is in this space of hoping that he will be forgiven by the feminine, because he has done some things that maybe he's not proud of, and he, has maybe not been truthful, or maybe not been as forthcoming or talkative about his feelings, and that sort of thing as he maybe should have. And so he knows that he needs to reach out and ask for forgiveness, but he just doesn't know how to do it. He's so focused on the past, and it's very hard for him to kind of detach and say that the past is the past, and we can start fresh. He's really concerned about the feminine's kind of the feminine's feelings for him right now, just because he knows he's kind of messed up. So yeah, he just needs a little bit of time and space to figure that all out, so that he can nurture the connection. But both parties are retreating to figure out what this attraction is to them, to trust in the connection, to get out of hopefully the sadness and isolation. But it's overall very positive. I just feel like it's going to take a little more time. They're not, both parties are not ready for union yet. The feminine, because she has been, she is being tested with these offers from other masculines in her life, and the question is whether or not she can move on from the old paradigm of what she thought she was attracted to. And if she can, then she is much closer to union. So I feel like that's what the feminines kind of need to watch out for, look out for. And the masculine just needs time to figure it out, time to nurture the connection, time to start over. But that is the overall energy of the reading, is new beginnings. So, a new adventure awaits. If only both parties can just start over and let go of the past and let bygones speak up bygones and kind of move on. So that is the reading for today for the general energies, for the collective, for the divine masculine and feminine. I hope that this resonates with you, resonated with you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I am available for personal readings if you feel guided. I'm on Instagram at Astral Intuitive, astralintuitive.com. You can actually also email me, astralintuitive@gmail.com, if you'd like to book a reading that way. And I hope that I'm able to continue to provide guidance for you guys, and I will be back with another reading soon. Until then, love and light.